Welcome back, everybody. Today we got another Kevin Samuels classic. And trust me, this one goes left fast.
Jalisa?
Jaleesa.
Jalisa. What?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Jalisa.
Good night.
Who you talking to? Your kid?
No, I'm talking to you. Can you hear me well?
You said good night, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Caribbean, so we say good night. It's like good evening.
Okay, so you want to be white?
Definitely not. I definitely prefer to date Black men. I don't see myself with a white man. I believe Black people should marry. They should reproduce together. But I did call in to speak for women who don't want to call in, because I do kind of understand where Black women are coming from when they date out.
Okay.
So you started off talking about the way that, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I remember, you were talking about how Black men, they don't like being disrespected by Black women. They don't like being clowned if they're acting white. And so something about a free-for-all, like that's why they date out.
Well, no man likes being disrespected by women. Okay.
Right.
And Black men in this scenario are tired of having to fight everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking for some peace.
Right. I understand that. So I just wanted to say that I feel like that is the exact reason why Black women are dating out from what I've been told. So I'm definitely pro-Black, but I can understand where they're coming from. Like, a lot of Black women talk about being disrespected by Black men, not being valued by Black men. And so that is why they date out as well.
Jalisa, have you ever asked questions 3 levels deep?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Okay, meaning, how long you been watching my show?
About a week now.
You notice I tend to ask a question and the follow up and follow up and follow up. 3 levels deep. And what you tend to find out is when there tend to be tropes. It's amazing to me how many women divorce their husbands and they're all whooping their ass. They're all abusive.
I noticed that too.
Have you ever asked, so the women that say these things, I'm tired of being disrespected by Black men, have you asked, well, what do you mean? Well, why do no, that's one level. See, the statement.
Okay.
And then you ask a question, well, what do you mean? And then you let them tell you what that means. Then you follow up, well, what caused that? And what caused that? And then you tend to find out if they're just saying something to be honest or they're absolving themselves of responsibility.
Okay. And I don't disagree with you. I think that on both sides, there's blame. I do absolutely agree that for a long time, Black women have not been respecting the Black men in their lives, but I also see the flip side. And so for the same reason that you're saying...
Whoa. Hold on. I'm going to push you back. Where?
Okay.
Where are you seeing the flip side?
I'd say from my own experience. So I've grown up in a lot of different circles. Like, I've always been the one that I went to a predominantly white high school, a predominantly white college.
By the way, I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you. How old are you?
25.
Okay. Also, you got me on speakerphone, or are you watching YouTube?
I don't have YouTube up, and I do have you on speaker. I don't know if I can change that.
Okay. So, 25 years old. Where are Black men disrespecting Black women?
So my experience comes from college days. A lot of the social groups that I used to be a part of post-college here in New York City.
What are we talking about as far as disrespect, though?
So I'll talk a little bit about my own experience. There's been times when Black men would make fun of my friends and I, our looks, our hair. For example, when natural hair started getting really popular, a lot of us would wear our natural hair out,
All right, let me stop you right here. That's not personal relationships. Black women, Black people have a snapping jonesing culture. What I'm looking for from you is to tell me where Black men are disrespecting Black women in mass like we see in the media with black men who are, you're either a high value black man who's cheating and beating your woman's butt, or you're a felon or down low dude. You never really see strong black men anywhere who are doing the right thing. I'm asking for, where are you hearing black women say, I am with a black man and he's disrespecting me in context of a relationship?
So I have heard that, but I haven't, like you said, I haven't gone deep enough to ask the
Exactly.
why, how,
Exactly.
etc.
But you say, but you offered that as the flip side.
Right.
And it's
Because
not.
I do see.
It's not the flip side. See, let me see. You ladies are so quick and cavalier. You play with the black male image so flippantly. But you want us to, but hold on. But you're pro-black, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. You play with this is the same women that want to be called queens and goddesses and all that, and don't want mothers of the earth and everything else. But you play with the black man's image so flippantly. You just said that if you see the flip side and you can't even explain the flip side you said you saw. And then when I dig down into your question, you say, well, I guess what? I really didn't dig enough. So you can't say that happened.
Well, to be completely honest, I don't like to speak on situations, like you said, that I don't know the full story.
Well, then don't say you. Okay, well then don't say then. Okay, but the problem is, on a show, you're saying that I see it on both sides. No, ma'am. There's too much of that in the black community. See, when a black man, when a man, listen, when a man does something, we blame the man. When a woman does something, we blame the man too. We got to stop that. Well, she did something wrong, but he probably did something to deserve it. No, ma'am. Enough of that.
Okay, I agree. Another thing I wanted to ask you, So the biggest question I think I had was, because at the beginning of the show you were talking about black women who want to go over there, black women who want to date Brad, etc. But why aren't you addressing the black men who date out when they're the ones who are doing it the most?
Because this is the same. Same stuff. You got women get stuck in loop. Why aren't you addressing the black men? Let me ask you, when do black women ever address black women's issues? When are black women ever addressing black women without anyone else?
I can't answer that.
Because it doesn't happen, ma'am. You're pro-black. Are you familiar with Shahrazad Ali?
No, I'm not.
The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman?
Oh, yeah. I heard you mention that.
Right. See, this is how this tends to go. Start talking about what black women do, then automatically, well, what black men do this. Okay. On Wednesday night, we're talking about black women. Can you talk about them and not bring men into it? Every one of your hold on. Every one of your points, you've tied it back to men as well.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said,
can you acknowledge that first?
Yes,
every one of your points, you've tied it back to men.
Yes, because that's what I took notice to tonight in particular.
That's what you did, what?
Like I said, that's what I took notice to tonight in particular. That's why I wanted to clarify, just because I thought your audience was mostly men. So I was just curious as to why you weren't addressing those men who date out, since they statistically are the ones who
No, ma'am. Because, if you want to play the statistics game, okay, I'm about to lose my patience. And I'm tell you why. Mm-hmm. Because I've already said tonight is about the women. Why do I need to discuss the men on the women's night?
Oh, forgive me. I'm so sorry. I didn't hear when you said tonight is about the women.
I've said it 3 times. But the thing is, I just asked you, when do you as women ever get around to discuss the things you guys do and men don't come up in it as a causation? See, what you're doing is the same thing that typically is done. Anytime
I agree. Absolutely.
And that's the problem. And this is what men are. Okay. Your first question is, why do men get tired of this? Mm-hmm. They get tired of fighting the entire world and then having to come back and be responsible for black women's poor behavior, and get tired of black women accepting that black men are responsible for their poor behavior. See, if I came in and said the opposite, that the reason I date out is because these black women are like this. You would question me. Black women would question me to the nth degree. But when a black woman says it, you just let it roll like water off a duck's back. That shows what you really. That shows you what. That shows what a lot of sisters really think about brothers. You don't. What is your opinion of black? Are you? Do you have a husband?
No, I'm dating. I have a boyfriend.
Okay. Do most of the women you deal with have a high opinion of black men?
Absolutely.
And
yes.
Are they in the majority or the minority of the black community?
Well, the thing is, I can't speak for the whole black community.
If you had to take a guess,
mm-hmm.
Do most sisters have a high opinion of black men? The majority is anything over 50%.
Yeah, I don't think the majority is, but I don't think it's without reason.
Again, see what we just did? This is why I don't know. No. Hell no. Again, the same crap. No, I don't think the majority is, but it's not their fault. How do you build with this? Black women who think I'm too harsh. How are men supposed to deal with this? What you keep telling men is, well, you need to understand where they're coming from and this and that. No, we don't. Nope. Men are saying enough. Either you come to the table and you start taking care of your responsibility, I take mine, and we hammer out a deal, or it's a wrap. This culture, this community will fall apart. There will be no more black culture. Men are not taking this en masse. They're just not. And honestly, it baffles me that you can have someone who's pro-black who keeps trying to, but the women are just never at fault and never have any accountability. If they did do something, it's not without cause. All right. That's why we have such a low marital rate. Not gonna happen here. Hello?
Hello.
Okay, you got to mute the channel in the background.
How are you?
I'm fine. You have to mute the channel. Okay. What's your first name?
My name is Otasia.
Otasia?
Yes.
Really?
What's the problem?
Oh, you can check that shit. That don't fly here, sis.
I'm saying you asked me my name and I told it.
Well, I'll tell you right now. Here's what you do. You either get that attitude in check or get off my phone.
I didn't have attitude.
Yes, you did.
Said, really?
I'm going to tell you right now. You either get it in check or get off my phone. I just said, really?
I don't have an attitude.
All right, chick. I'm not going to do this with you. Goodbye. Otasia. Your mama shouldn't have did that to you. Not doing this. What's the problem? The problem is the fact that you're a woman thinking you're calling in and check a man. Try that with your punk boyfriend. That don't work with men. Hello?
Yeah. Hi, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. So you want to be white?
No. I went to school, middle school, through college with white people.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a lot of toxic experiences being one of.
You had hold on. Say again. You had a lot of what?
Had a lot of very toxic racist experiences with white people. So I never could see myself in any type of relationship with a white man.
Okay. Now, so what did you have on the topic?
So where I'm kind of in a space where I'm trying to figure out, doing some self-reflection on like, how do I become a high value woman to be able to attract a high value man? And part of the crossroads that I feel like I'm coming to is saying, well, I'm 27. Will I attract a black man? Should I just keep my dating pool extremely open, even though
hold on.
I am?
So let me stop right there. You're 27, and will you attract a black man? Did I hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
Attract a high value black
high
man,
value black man. So let's start here. Let's start here. You're 27. How tall are you?
5 feet.
Dress size.
Size 12. I've been losing weight. Quarantine.
Okay, so right there, you've been losing weight. What's the largest dress size you've been?
Size 18.
Okay, a 5 foot size 18 woman won't get a high value man of any race.
Right.
See, this is what a lot of black men don't understand. I've said this on my channel. You tell the men what you think they deserve by your looks and your weight. What would you say a woman your height, not you, but what would you say a woman your height is and your weight is telling the men what do you think a woman your height and weight is telling the men they deserve?
And I'll answer the question as myself. When I was a size 18, I will say even now, as I'm still slimming down, that I didn't care about myself. And so if I can't care about myself, how can I care for a child?
Well, I'm talking about the men. You mentioned yourself and the men. I said the men. The men. What are you telling the men they deserve?
Not me.
Okay, are you a virgin?
No.
All right. So if you've ever dated a man, that's my point is you're telling the men they don't deserve nothing. I get it's about you, but you talked about how you feel about yourself and how you're not ready for a child. But do you even know what men want? Were you raised with dad?
No.
All right.
And that's things that I'm working through now.
Big problem in the black community. So sadly, the first time a lot of black folks come together is in the bed. So the value of men in a lot of sisters' eyes is very low. It's transactional. You're here for money and sex. And you've skipped all the way to the fact of high value. What do you do for a living?
I'm a recruiter.
And where'd you graduate from?
Where? Wellesley.
So if you were just a high school graduate, would you still be asking for a high value man?
Probably not.
Exactly. So in this short conversation, you kind of come to the reveal that you're judging men based upon your education and your income. And that's not a female's currency with men. It's your looks. Women in your position are giving men the opposite of what they want and telling them, take it or leave it. And see, I'm rude for saying that, but the reality of your life tells you the options you get from the kind of men you say you want. So my question, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put you in the call queue. My question to the ladies is, do you want to hear what you want to hear, or do you want to hear some more of those old good lies? Because I'm tired of hearing that I'm so mean. When you have women night after night say the things you hear them say, and I just say it, but it's like, well, you're not supposed to say it. You're making her feel bad. Well, ladies, let me ask you, what about how the men want? What about what the men feel? You've heard these women talk about how they left their husbands carrying on. Nobody ever say, I've never heard anybody with the harsh comments about what I say about women say anything about what the men want. Jay, what is this?
Gentlemen, this conversation features Jalisa, a 25-year-old black woman who says she is strongly pro-black and believes black people should marry and reproduce together. She calls in because she wants to explain why she believes some black women choose to date outside the race. Her argument is that black women can feel disrespected or undervalued by black men, and that this can push some women toward dating men of other races. Kevin immediately challenges her to go deeper. He asks her what she actually means by disrespect. She gives examples from her own experiences, including black men making fun of her friend's appearance and natural hair. But Kevin points out that social teasing and personal relationship problems aren't necessarily the same thing. He keeps asking her to go 3 levels deeper. What happened? Why did it happen? And who was actually responsible? Eventually, Jaleesa admits that she hasn't really investigated the issue deeply enough to make the broad claim she initially made. And that's where Kevin makes his bigger point. He argues that black women frequently discuss problems involving black men, but rarely stop to examine black women's own behavior without immediately bringing men's behavior into the conversation. Jaleesa also asks why Kevin isn't addressing black men who date outside the race. Kevin's response is essentially, because tonight's discussion is about black women. He doesn't want the conversation constantly redirected toward what black men are doing. And gentlemen, that's really the heart of this exchange. Jaleesa came in trying to present both sides of the issue, but Kevin challenges her to actually substantiate the side she's defending. The lesson here isn't that one gender is always right. It's about accountability. If you're going to make a serious claim about why people behave a certain way, you have to be willing to examine the claim beyond personal anecdotes and assumptions. And Kevin's 3 levels deep approach is the interesting part. Don't just accept the first explanation. Keep asking why, because sometimes the story changes completely once you get past the first answer.